Welcome back to Main Street Living. Cheryl, you're good at tech. I keep pressing my escape button and I'm still here. And I just need to get away.
Danielle, that was actually pretty clever. I'm pressing mine too and nothing's happening. So
Okay,
I'm
so
still
it's not
here
just
as
me.
well. I think a lot of us are doing that lately. We're trying to press that escape button and go somewhere. And we've got the pandemic, we've got falling temperatures now, and people are looking for a change of scenery, just a little getaway. But can you actually travel safely right now? So international travel agent Michelle Barth is here to break it all down for us. Michelle, welcome to Main Street Living.
Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, definitely people are traveling. We're definitely seeing an increase for travel. Specifically in the US market, people are staying more local, mostly focused on the outdoors. So we're seeing destinations like Montana, Colorado, Utah, Wyoming. These are very popular destinations right now. And we're just also seeing an increase for last minute trip planning. So if you're looking to head out on the road or just looking for a couple or a family kind of getaway, these are very popular right now. These are the trends that we're seeing currently in the market.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I know that you specialize in unique, one-of-a-kind experiences for travelers. So tell us a little bit about that.
Sure, we do. I mean, at Just Escape Travel, definitely it's about understanding our traveler. So really getting to know that person, that family, understanding their interests, their travel style, their dislikes, the priorities for the trip, and really what they're looking to spend. And then from there, our travel specialists go to work, really hand selecting those experiences. So hand selecting the right property, the right hotel, the right room for the clients, also really aligning with the right travel companies, the right guides, transport companies. There's a range of different needs that people are needing. So really by having those tools and those partnerships to hand select those things for our traveler, ultimately we could provide a higher level of personalized travel experience that you can't normally find.
It's like a concierge. You feel very special that way. And what about advice? Because I know a lot of people are concerned about traveling. They're worried about catching COVID. So what advice do you have for your travelers?
Well, the reality is everyone's circumstances and comforts are really different and range across the board right now. So I just was reading a Harvard study that just got released today stating that flying can actually be safer than going to your local grocery store. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things that you just have to outweigh the risk and reward. And my advice is to just really understand your personal limitations and understand what the destination is doing, not only from a safety and restriction standpoint, but if you know before you go, you could really make sure that you have still a memorable travel experience and still by being safe as well.
Yeah, I like that know before you go. My family and I were going to go to an NFL football game this year, and we were looking at tickets. And the tickets were like very inexpensive. And then if we would have known how bad our teams were going to be, are there some big discounts in some locations?
There is that assumption out there in the marketplace that you could get rock bottom pricing. But I think there's just something to keep in mind that most of all segments of the travel industry have been impacted in some capacity. Many, having to shut down and reopen under certain requirements. And so what we're seeing now is that the destinations or the properties that are open, depending on where they're located, have capacity limits. And with those capacity limits, say if a hotel could only have 25% capacity, well, unfortunately, they're not driving those deals. Most people that are traveling are paying, full or normal costs. So there is a little bit of that misinterpretation within that marketplace right now. Okay. We are seeing, however, more incentives to travel. So with the work from home mentality, we're seeing a lot of properties offer like longer stay specials. So if you're staying a week, 2 weeks, a month, even in destinations, also incentives to really just a stay pay. If you're going places, if you're staying 3 nights, getting a 4th night free, or different types of packages. There's a resort down in Mexico that actually, if you book, they come with, a tutor. So basically, if you are working from home, if you are traveling with children, you would have a tutor available, which would be a huge benefit if you have been, working from home and managing the household as well. So huge different incentives out there. It's just really about what works for you as a traveler, what you're comfortable with, and going from there.
That's fabulous. And, we're about out of time, but I know one thing is important is travel insurance. Could you tell us quickly what's not covered during a pandemic, and also maybe websites our viewers can go to check on locations, what's open, and COVID cases?
Well, each policy and coverage is different, so just know that. As far as what we do and what we don't know with travel insurance, if you do test positive for COVID or any immediate family members, most of the time travel insurance is going to protect you. So we are seeing an increase of demand for travel insurance, cancel for any reason, or an increase in demand for evacuation insurance.
Perfect. And finally, those websites, where can our viewers go?
Yeah, the best website to go to is the State Department, and that's www.travel.state.gov. That's going to give you a breakdown of the requirements by destination and the level and the warnings by the State Department. Also, the CDC is a great resource.
Thank you so much, Michelle. We certainly appreciate that. Traveling, and maybe we don't feel so bad after all about those tickets.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go. I think that's great. Thank you for joining us.
Anytime's a good time to start your next trip.
Mm-hmm.
Great advice. Starting your next trip. And in fact, when we come back, we may take a trip back into time, rekindling a childhood passion. Who knows? Stay with us.
I like
We'll
that.
be right back.